You showed them and they're like, I don't know. People are so scared when it comes to money that they would rather stick their head in the sand, and they have all this fear and anxiety. And I wish I could like push a button and remove that for people. I understand that money ties to what we do in our life, right? If you don't have money, you're not going to have anywhere to live, you're not going to have food to eat. But take a deep breath and let that like sit for a minute. You're going to have a job. Tim Ferriss has something called the fear setting practice, which is you sit down and you write down what's the absolute worst that could happen. Let's say you put 25K in a real estate investment and it goes south and you lose all of it. Chances are you will recover from it. It might suck. You might miss that money a little bit, but if it's coming from a retirement account, it's not going to make a huge difference. The chances of that happening too are probably 1 out of 100, maybe like 1 out of 100 that would go to zero, in my opinion. I would say maybe 1 out of 20 it loses 50%, and it's probably 18 out of 20 that it makes money. So is that a calculated risk? That's way better odds than you're getting in the stock market.
I've invested in stocks that have lost half or more of what I put into it at a time, right? And so that possibility is out there outside of real estate too.
That's the other piece here. I mean, if you're in an IRA, it's tax advantaged anyway. But the what I'm getting at is like if you let go of the fear mindset that stops you from learning, because I found most people, like you mentioned IRAs, I have these conversations. I probably at least 3 times a day I talk to people about self-directed, and I've had usually 1 out of 3 will be like, that's not real. I'm like, yeah, you can like Google it. You need to take responsibility, where I was going with this whole piece. Take responsibility for your financial outcome. Yes, you might work really hard. You might make 100, 150, 200K a year. But if you are not taking responsibility, and that doesn't mean you need to spend hours a week. If you listen to one podcast a week and you read one book a month on financial literacy and investing, yeah, I mean, you're listening to this podcast, so you're obviously listening, you're interested in growing. If you do something like that, your financial freedom will change. Just don't be scared of learning about it.